Greetings. My name is Christopher. The world has changed so much since I grew up as a kid with my father working downtown in the big windy city and my mom a stay-at-home mom with 5 kids. The economics are different now, and too often both the father and the mother are working to support a family. But the need for parents to be the strong part of the family core is as critical as ever. And too often, according to current statistics and figures, stay-at-home moms can't stay at home with their children, as they are battling the challenges of raising a family as a single parent. So the questions are, where are the fathers? Where are the men? According to the U.S. Census Bureau, 24 million children, or 1 out of 3, live without their biological father in the home. The father, the dad, is needed certainly as much as ever in the home, but is increasingly absent. This is the father factor. The father factor has become a critical failure in nearly endless societal issues in America today. It is shirking responsibility at home to the mother and kids to instead tackle the career, the job, the bills, the bowling team slot, the something else. Anything instead of strengthening the bonds or lessons and fulfilling the examples needed at home. According to powerful statistics, the absent fathers in over 30% of the homes with children in America, we need to raise more involved, responsible, and committed fathers. Research shows when a child grows up in a fatherless home, they are 4 times more likely to live in poverty, says the U.S. Census, more likely to suffer emotional and behavior problems, says the Journal of Marriage and Family, 2 times greater risk of infant mortality, says the National Center for Health Statistics, more likely to go to prison, says the Department of Justice and Office of Justice Programs, more likely to commit crime, says the Journal of Youth and Adolescence, 7 times more likely to become pregnant as a teen, Child Development Journal says so, more likely to abuse drugs and alcohol, says social science research, 2 times more likely to suffer obesity, says the National Longitudinal Survey of Youth, and 2 times more likely to drop out of high school, says the U.S. Department of Education and U.S. Census Bureau. Opposing these problems, according to the U.S. Department of Education's research, and I quote, father involvement in schools is associated with the higher likelihood of their children getting mostly A's. I am lucky to remember that my dad was a respected father, a leader in his work, a leader in his church, and the softball team with him on first base, a leader in our home as well. And yes, he worked hard and took on the challenges of family economics and taught his 4 sons and youngest baby girl by example. He taught those valuable lessons by staying in the family picture, even when times and money got tough. And believe you me, with 5 children to support, there were indeed lean times. And this son of his doing him proud by working hard too, as an example to those lessons, with my own firstborn daughter and 3 sons. I do feel strongly that men are a cornerstone of core strength and example in the family home. Whether you follow the biblical examples or not, these statistical issues are staggering. These gaps in American culture and this family fracture is so avoidable. Yes, it takes sweat, toil, and tears to raise a family. The American dream is available to anyone who will sink their teeth into their promise, as our children portray as our future. We need to dig our heels in and show our children what it means to make a life for our loved ones while we are making a living. America was built on the commitment to make a difference and to make a life for our goals and our family, and raise our children to respect our culture and learn our family values in the home, and also to respect the mother, who with the father brought them life. The women and children are the purpose, not the consequence. On the shores of America, at Ellis Island, on the Statue of Liberty, are the inscribed words of poet Emma Lazarus. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. As my immigrant in-laws subscribed to 60 years ago, to risk everything and take what they could carry upon their backs and bags, they stepped upon these shores of America to build their dreams and their family, and their home. Together, they were committed to make their stand while building upon careers and responsibilities and raise their children. I too have sat down for dinner time with our children's math books and my weary eyes and back to help our children address the task of learning educational building blocks and stepping stones toward a future of dreams, adult life and a spouse one day, and perhaps a home and family of their own. teaching about hard work, commitment to a genuine work ethic, how to understand and earn the value of an American dollar, how to build upon their hopes and dreams of their own plot of land and space to rest. I'm not a young man anymore, as I've taken my at-bats and worked very hard all my life to share a home, a future, a culture of achievement that my family and children can observe for themselves, to also consider when they lay in their beds at night when the lights get turned out, and to try to understand the comfort of a parent that listens to them, their questions, their concerns, their fears, and their anxieties, but also know that a loving, caring, and attentive father and mother are in the home to be with them and protect them and support them as they stretch their wings into adolescence and adulthood. Now, since my dad has passed away, I miss his counseling, our lunches, our bonding, our humor and laughs, our commiserating about being married for so long and sometimes still being misunderstood by our wives, or so we like to think. My dad became my rock and my anchor. When career and promotions became difficult with barriers and conflicts, my dad would remind me of my accomplishments, my persistence, my enthusiasm, and my boundless commitment. He would remind me that I was in the middle of stuff because I wanted to be, and that indeed I also knew how to use the tools he had taught me or had steered me to overcome, and overcome I have. I will graduate the university this year soon because I have set goals, persisted with personal commitment to myself and my family and to my mom and my dad. I will complete these goals I had set before myself, and I will complete the run. The finish line is now within sight. My children went first to that finish line because I showed the example and made it easier for them as full-time students to complete the bachelor's race, as I worked and paid bills, so they could achieve it sooner than my plan would be for me. But we have all captured that graduation diploma as set by early days in bedroom desk chairs with yellow number 2 pencils and the fat pink erasers. We owe our forefathers the follow-through on their groundwork to make America work and make the American family work, not by cheating, not by quitting, but by putting in the work. Back when I was a kid, successful old TV shows used to portray model fathers, such as Father Knows Best, starring Robert Young, My Three Sons, starring Fred McMurray. Remember these names? Leave It to Beaver with Mr. Ward Cleaver. And of course, Bonanza, starring Lorne Greene as Ben Cartwright. And there was the Waltons, led by the ultimate father figure, Ralph Waite as Mr. John Walton. Later TV showed more contemporary household figures with blended families and work-at-home dads, such as the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, with James Avery as Uncle Phil, stepfather Mike Brady in The Brady Bunch by Robert Reed, and the Cosby Show with work-at-home dad and the humor of Bill Cosby as Dr. Cliff Huxtable and his dual-income family. That was new. The single dad Danny Tanner in Full House, starring Bob Saget, and more recently the well-rated shows How I Met Your Mother, starring Josh Radnor, and Last Man Standing with Tim Allen as the lone male in a household of 3 daughters, wife, and a female dog. The current television has Modern Family with father figure Dill Dunphy by Ty Burrell. Family sitcoms and dramas have somewhat slid off the small screen to reality TV, and there are now fewer family-based feel-good shows as they are passed over for medical, emergency, police, military, and courtroom dramas and matters of the extraordinary, such as The Walking Dead and The Supernatural. These fatherly mentions are hardly offbeat or just sentimental figures. They were part of the entertainment backbone and script of the family culture once upon a time in America. They were the family portrayals that we all love to watch and admire. Today's television is splattered with Scandal and Lucifer and How to Get Away with Murder, but they can't compete with the family smash hit This Is Us, starring Dad Jack Pearson. To explore this very real dilemma, I quote an online article from the Family Media, and I quote, "Today children are on par with their parents in real life and in TV fiction. The model of the family is no longer a patriarchal and hierarchic model, but a more liquid one, and describes parents treating their children as equals. The consequence of this is that there is a continual negotiation of needs and desires, which in turn creates a negative education process. In this situation, technology becomes a surrogate for the parents who are absent or irresponsible and unable to comprehend fully their parental duty. As enchanting as it may be to recall the miniseries and TV flashbacks, the wisdom of the fatherly role is threatened by today's commerce, industry, and media. These provide so much conflict for legitimate fathers with overwhelming contemporary opinions and cultural media icons and situations. The TV father role of Tom Selleck as the widower and father in The Blue Bloods, the NYPD Police Commissioner Frank Reagan, illustrates the complexities of maintaining a high-stress career and the pivotal role as the patriarch of a multi-generational nuclear family. This traditional role in a 4-generation plot shows a family business of cops and district attorneys. It represents the stickiness of what can still be the commitment of family to each other, no matter the challenges, no matter the stress of work or the outside world, or issues of single parenting. As today's strong ratings show, this is a very relatable television series in America right now, as the Hollywood draw once again promotes family ideals and morals. The point is, having a strong father figure in the family is still in style, still in vogue, and more importantly, still inspirational. Leadership is taken, not given. Trust is earned, not given. And fatherhood is indeed biological, but being a dad is a gift to children coming from love and nurturing and trust. A walkaway father may never regain the trust of a revered dad, nor the respect from children who can learn to adore and admire and want to emulate. I have always told my children that I will be there for them, night or day, close or far, to respond whenever asked, knowing that discipline may need to follow, but it will not prevent my response when they are in need. To me, to my wife, to my children, that is and has been unconditional love. And to me, it is a most remarkable gift from above, from God. Our children are our most wonderful gift to this world and to ourselves. Fatherhood, to me, is one of the most mysterious blessings this life will ever have to give to a human being. In the human condition, life is to be valued and protected and respected. It is given just once and is to be taken away only by the God who gave it to us. So our American culture has wronged our heritage for more than a generation, as the current generation of children are bearing the chaos and disruption that fatherless families must endure. It is a failure to not spotlight the critical importance of parenting by both loving mothers and fathers. The new societal violence from lone wolves, shootings, destruction of safe havens of schools, where the value of life is no longer a foundational fact, comes from the lack of parenting at every level of childhood and adolescence across America. The value of life comes from the start of a loving relationship and the necessary survival of our species that only a father and a mother can create. A house divided against itself cannot stand, said Abraham Lincoln. We must reverse this crippling of our society with our fatherless homes. Real men don't walk away. Intentionally raising a child as a loving father and dad can do, is a precious occupation of human sincerity that gives men a role to live up to and a torch to provide with honor to our little ones, who will fulfill and fill our shoes one day, and who will set the destiny for children of their own. Experienced fathers will admit fatherhood is a blessing that nothing else in their life can compare to. Yes, it's full of mistakes since there is no owner's manual provided at birth. Making a life in our own image, what greater gift can there be? I'm committed to, we must find the resolution, the forum, the way to have men who become fathers know that they can receive the help they need to fulfill one of this life's most precious appointments on earth. You have been chosen. I too am here to help you. We need fathers. Thank you.